Hi Sandhya, good afternoon. How are you?
Hello, sir. I am fine. Thank you. And what about you, sir?
Yeah, I'm good. So Sandhya, please tell me about yourself.
Good afternoon. First of all, thank you for giving me this opportunity to introduce myself. I am Sandhya Kishan Rao. I am from Nanded. I have completed my graduation in mechanical engineering in 2019 from SRTM University.
Okay. So Sandhya, why are you changing your current organization?
Sir, from starting, I have interest in computer. And when I was in engineering, my friends and roommates were from computer background, and they always discuss about coding and computer languages. So but it's interesting, and I started to learn.
Okay. So Sandhya, how much you rate yourself in HTML, CSS, and JavaScript?
Repeat.
How much you rate yourself in HTML, CSS, and JavaScript? How much you rate yourself in HTML, CSS, and JavaScript out of 5?
Sir, 4.
4. 4 in all, HTML, CSS, and JavaScript.
JavaScript.
Okay,
Yes.
very good, very good. So, Sandhya, what is HTML?
Sir, HTML is the hypertext markup language, and it is used to creating and designing web pages. And HTML is the skeleton of web pages.
Okay, very good. Skeleton of website or web application.
Yes.
Okay, and what is CSS?
CSS is the long form of CSS is the cascading style sheet, and it is used for styling the web pages.
Okay, very good. So, what is the difference between inline and block element?
Sir, width of inline element is always equal to its content. Width of block element always equal to width of its parent. Inline element always start on same line. Block element always start on new line. We cannot apply top to bottom margin to inline element, and we can apply margin in all 4 directions to inline element. We cannot apply width to inline element, and we can apply width to block element. Examples of inline element are image, anchor tag, span, and examples of block element are div, headings, UL, OL.
Okay, very good. So, what is box model?
Sir, box model. Every HTML element is considered as box. It consists of content, padding, border, and margin.
Okay. What is margin and what is padding?
Sir, padding means space between content and border, and margin space occupied by HTML element outside its border.
Okay. What is box sizing?
Box sizing, it is used to calculate width and height of HTML element, and by default value of box sizing is content box.
Okay. And when we apply box sizing is equal to border box, what happened?
Sir, it count height and width for padding, content, and border.
Okay, it includes padding, content, and border in height and width.
Yes.
Right. Okay, very good. What are the selectors we have in CSS?
Selectors, the ID selectors, class selectors, and tag selectors.
Okay, these are the basic selectors, right?
Yes.
Or is there any other basic selector you are missing?
Universal selectors.
Yes, perfect. Universal selector. So what is universal selector and how to write?
universal selector, it represented by star symbol,
Yes, correct.
and it selects all HTML elements in the page.
Correct. So, what is descendant selector?
Descendant selectors?
Yes.
No, sir.
Okay. Descendant selectors meant parent child selector. Right. When we are selecting any HTML element on the basis of their parent and child relationship. Right.
Yes, sir. Yes.
Right. Suppose we have one UL whose class is skill, and inside UL we have li, right? And we write dot skill space li. Right. Here skill is a parent and li is a child. This is called as descendant selector. How to select next immediate sibling in a CSS?
By using a plus symbol.
Yes, plus symbol. Very good.
Plus.
And how to select next all immediate siblings?
Next all immediate siblings by using tilde symbols.
Very good. Perfect. What is difference between pseudo selector and pseudo classes?
Pseudo selectors and pseudo classes.
Yes.
Pseudo class, it defines any state of HTML element like over, focus, active, and it is represented by single colon.
Okay.
And pseudo selectors first child, last child, and nth child.
First letter, first line. Right. It is basically used to select a particular part of the selector.
Yes.
Right. Okay. So what is difference between display none and visibility hidden?
In display none, the HTML element will remove from the layout, and its space occupies by next element.
Very good. Correct.
It will change the structure of layout.
Okay.
And in visibility hidden, the HTML element will be there in layout, but not visible to user. And it will not change the structure of layout.
What are the CSS positions we have?
CSS positions, there are 5 positions: static, absolute, relative, fixed, and sticky. And by default, position of HTML element is static.
Very good. What is difference between the position relative and position absolute?
Sir, position relative and position absolute. Sir, position absolute we give to the which element we want to move from its place.
Yes,
and,
correct.
Position relative we give to the which element.
With reference to which?
With reference to which? Yes, sir.
Okay. And what is the difference between position fixed and position sticky?
Sir, position sticky means when we scroll our page,
Yes.
the element is in that position in our page there.
Okay. Okay. What is meant by position sticky?
Sir, no, sir.
Okay. It is a hybrid of position relative and position fixed.
Yes,
Okay.
sir. I forgot.
Okay. What is float in CSS?
Sir, float is used to change the flow of element. It is used to change the flow of left or right side of the container.
Okay. And how to nullify the effect of float? Suppose I have one div and below that I have paragraph, and I apply CSS float left property to div, right? But somehow the paragraph is also get float towards left, right?
Yes, sir.
So how to nullify this side effect?
I think clear property use.
Yes,
I think we use clear property.
Yes, clear. And what will be the value of that clear property?
Clear.
Clear both.
Clear both. Yes.
Yes. Yes. Absolutely correct. Okay. What is specificity?
Specificity is it's a formula. Specificity of ID is higher than specificity of class selector, and specificity of class is higher than specificity of tag selector.
Okay. Okay. How to apply CSS to the HTML element, or how many ways are there to apply CSS to the HTML element?
There are 3 ways to apply CSS. First, inline CSS, internal or embedded CSS, and external CSS.
Okay. So, what is the precedence of this CSS select inline, embedded, and external?
Sir?
Yes. What is the precedence? Whose precedence is more?
Inline CSS.
Okay. 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 Correct. Suppose in CSS file we have one button, right? In HTML we have one button on which we have one class button, and we have ID button 1. Okay. And in CSS I have write at line number 9 some CSS properties like background color red with the help of CSS selector, right? After some lines at line number 15, I have selected same div, same button by using ID, and I have applied background color orange. So which CSS will be get applied?
Sir, ID selector orange color will apply there, sir, because ID selector has
more
precedence.
More precedence or specificity. Yes, you are absolutely right. Correct. So, what are the data types we have in JavaScript?
So there are basically 2 types: primitive data types and non-primitive data types.
Okay. And in primitive, non-primitive?
In primitive data types, there are 5 types: string, number, boolean, undefined, and null. And in non-primitive data types, object, function, and array.
Okay. And what is the difference between primitive and non-primitive?
Sir, primitive data type holds the value, and non-primitive data types holds the reference.
Okay, very good. What is the difference between undefined and not defined?
Sir, undefined, we have declared the property but not assigned its value. And when we don't declare the property,
that is not defined.
Not defined, yes.
Okay. What is hoisting?
Hoisting is the default behavior of moving all declarations move to the top of the scope, but not their values.
Not their assigned values. Okay, very good. What is object in JavaScript?
Where we can store multiple information or data in the form of key value pair, which are separated by comma.
Very good. Very good. Okay. What is function?
Function is the block of code of a specific task and it's used for reusability.
Yes. Block of code which is defined for some specific task. Right?
Yes.
Okay. Well, what is this keyword in JavaScript?
This keyword is a pointer closest toward this keyword pointer closest parent object.
Yes, when you use this keyword in method, it always pointer towards the closest parent object. Very good. What is scope?
The scope is availability and accessibility of a variable.
Okay. And what type of scope we have in JavaScript?
2 types, sir. Local scope and global scope.
Okay. Functional scope and global scope.
global scope. Yes.
What is array?
Array means where we can store information or data on the basis of index number, and index number always starts from 0.
Okay, very good. So I want to count the number of elements in array. How to count or how to get the number of elements in array?
By using array dot length, get array dot length.
Okay, array dot length by using length property.
Yes.
Okay. I have passed a statement right in chart section. Can you able to see that?
Yes, sir.
Yes. So what will be the output of that statement?
Once. $21.
21. Perfect. Because it is 10 plus 2 plus 10. And what
10,
happened
yes.
here?
Sir, 10 plus 10 addition and 2, 1.
2 is
Value of
converted
2
into
is 1 number.
1.
No.
So basically, what happened here? Portion is happened.
Yes, sir,
Right?
of course.
Boolean is converted into
Number.
number. Okay. Here is another statement. 10 plus true plus in double quote 10.
11, 10.
11, 10. Perfect. So the first two values are number and boolean. So they get addition.
Concatenation.
Addition is happen here. The true is converted
Yes,
into
sir. Yes.
1.
No, number.
Number.
1. Yes, sir.
11. And after that we have string. So
Yes.
no more addition. Concatenation is happened there.
Okay. Yes, sir.
So in this way we get 11, 10.
11, 10.
Okay, very good. So okay, so I have done from my side. Do you have any questions for me?
No, sir, I don't have any question.
Okay. Okay, thank you, Sandhya. Bye. Have a good day.
Yes.